today, Rinpoche clearly showed how joyous perseverance is indispensable if one wishes to become a Buddha. Cha nishu sa dun nge tsampa nge da. Daki daki che. Nipa zundru JP the zundru gutso son zundru kabiore. That's good. Gongel mepechi. The ngejun. That's good. Gongel mepechi Rinpoche. The nishu saje. Sarpa gutso son. The girapche lani. That's good. It's just nishu sa. Jipja nishu sa je. Zundrugi parshin lapalanga. Gongya mepshi. Okay, so everyone, we're on page 182 in the Tibetan. And we're beginning a new chapter on joyous perseverance. Last week we finished the chapter on the perfection of patience. So now we move on to that. I just want to see what's better here.
Oh yeah, tanga so the Lamrim jeb chung la ding la chimbi la so marbe.
Lesson.
Ta jeb chung la de ne jondu ta ma ge jung su de jeb chung la ma ge ju de ngan song la. Wa de ne ma ta jeb ding la de la ba song de ma de.
Lesson.
Jeb chimbi la de shang ju sen da shin ru zu yin sa marbe.
Lesson. So when we look at the various trainings that are presented in this text, in the great treatise on the stage of the path for enlightenment, we see that we can divide persons into, and teachings for those persons into three separate categories. First, we begin with the teachings for beings shared in common with beings of small capacity, and those teachings are those which will allow one to have rebirth in the higher realms of cyclic existence. And the practices are the ethics which abandon the 10 non-virtuous activities and going for refuge to the three jewels, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. So these are the teachings that are considered the teachings for beings of small capacity. The next category, the teachings shared in common with beings of medium capacity, are for those who wish to seek a liberation or an individual, a nirvana. And those teachings show the practices of the three highest higher training of ethics, concentration, and wisdom. So those are the practices which give rise to that state of liberation or nirvana, which is the goal of the medium scope, or the teachings shared in common with beings of medium capacity. And then the final scope or capacity are the teachings for beings of great capacity. And these are the great vehicle teachings that lead to Buddhahood. And those practices are the mind that Jipu Chembi, the Semche Dang Chugari Lao Shinchu. The six. So we find in that teachings for beings of great capacity, the practices of the six perfections and the mind that aspires to enlightenment, or bodhicitta. Digson.
Oh, that. Sanji Junden de Jote, Taji Shembi, Heji is all Lijuayin, Shanju Julijuai, Taji Parisian was what this one, Taji Parisian Shindu the road, that Shindu, non, that's when you have to let him, but
less so. So we find the Gorin Baba. Okay, we find in the Kamala Shila's text the stages of meditation, where there is an emphasis on these various practices of bodhicitta and so forth. So we see the quote, "Therefore, if you are interested in achieving omniscience, you need to practice these three: compassion, the awakening mind of bodhicitta, and skillful means." I'll read the whole quote. It's longer. but I don't remember how much of the quote Rinpoche summarized, so I'm just going to read the whole quote so I don't omit anything. If you asked, what are the cause and conditions of the final fruit of omniscience, I, who am like a blind man, may not be in the position to explain by myself, but I shall employ the Buddha's own words, just as he spoke them to his disciples after his enlightenment. He said, Vajrapani, Lord of Secrets, the transcendental wisdom of omniscience has its root in compassion and arises from a cause, the altruistic thought, the awakening mind of bodhicitta, and the perfection of skillful means. Therefore, if you are interested in achieving omniscience, you need to practice these three: compassion, the awakening mind of bodhicitta, and skillful means. Dikso.
다 신주근 대부들 신별롱시 신바당당 치부 연구래서 신별롱시 체인지데 최종선은 된돌 지그래서 신별롱시 체인지데 저변당데 저바 공부 이나와데 당 제바 연구만도 저변당데 전배제 전적에 제제 치부 연구래서 전배제 상대 제제서 띵가지가 sensition 도와도 연구래 싫어게 어때
Less so. So we've arrived at the section of the six perfections on effort, and we see the importance of the six perfections in Nagarjuna's precious garland, where it states, from giving there arises wealth, from ethics happiness, from patience a good appearance, from effort in virtue brilliance, so effort, brilliance, from concentration peace, and from wisdom liberation. And sometimes there's a couple different ways that these are translated. So I'll just go through it and translate it the other way. So from giving there arises wealth or riches, from ethics, happiness, standard, from patience, a good appearance, or sometimes beauty, from effort, virtue, effort in virtue, brilliance, sometimes translated as charisma, and then from concentration, peace, and sometimes translated just more loosely as calmness of mind, peace of mind, and then wisdom, liberation. Tisa.
다 전도지 라발랑아 전도지고 대냥선래 발라 주비탑 전도지 라도여와 주비스 지다샤와 대다가 도와스 사지 어디가
사징아
사징아르바 사징아르와
lesser.
다 넘보 전도지고 대 메바가와라 미네 나바 나바 조아데스 나바 정한 글라 조아스 가와라 가부여 그 생그리든지 생중그리든지라 전도로만 와 전도 정한 글라 조아오스 정한 글라 조아오스 게샤와라 쯔 실레진 생중도와 전도인 바래 조아데 요발레스 전도 글라 조아오스 정한 글라 조아오스 정한 글라 조아오스 셰소스 샹살레네 고아드바다 세제지 된셰비 셰도 생어버 조 시지마루바다 델하비 고송지 레요알라 셰도사 아드슨 잡은잡 말바 샹사가 송주다 어디게宣주다 저가 잡은잡 인사 셰도스
That's so. Shedo. Okay. How can I figure out a way? Okay, so now we go to the text, page 182. How to train in the perfection of joyous perseverance. This section has 5 parts, or there are 5 divisions of this section. What joyous perseverance is, how to begin the practice of joyous perseverance, the divisions of joyous perseverance, how to practice, and a summary. So these are the 5 categories that will be explained. The first category, what joyous perseverance is. When you have focused upon something virtuous, joyous perseverance is enthusiasm for it. Engaging in the Bodhisattva deeds says, what is joyous perseverance? It is delight in virtue. The Bodhisattva levels explains it as a flawless state of mind that is enthusiastic about accumulating virtue, and working for the welfare of living beings, together with the physical, verbal, and mental activities such as a state of mind motivates. So here we see very similar points, more summarized in the Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life and more detailed in the Shansa, the Bodhisattva levels, by Lord Maitreya. Shansa, the Jetsun Shamba.
Yeah. That nipa tundu jirwa. The nyangsun lamba lan jubi todro. Nipa tundu nyangsun lamba lan jubi todro. Nipa ne tundu zambi pyon dang ma zambi nyemi mo do senpa de. Tala kona tundu jeba juishiro sa. Tajima tundu lan jubi todro. Tundu yunga ge tashi karje gorisi na tundu zonga ina pyo da ma zambi nyemi du san damba ina an tundu zonga la gabi yungu res ma du senpa de tala kona tundu jeba ju shiro so tundu zambi pyo da ma zambi nyemi san lo yabu damba ina an tundu zonga la gabi yungu res ju shiro sa tala tundu zambi pyo karyo warisi na tala pyo ne Lhasan kuwa les, Lhasan kuwa ndo yinjirwa, Lhasan kuwa le, dungan kun tang mea ba, se shi jing, nga sung yung su, kong yu ye juba, sanji kun jing ha bi, zunru la, zunru pa gang yin tenne, da du, tenpa ji, ji ten dana, zo gang ji yu dang, ji ten de zo, kanda, 제바 전주 담바 녀바 막아나 카바소다 전주 도지 조 간다 상지 상생 쇼주바 저다 모니 준레 준나 통내네 다도 전주 동라 내바시 내는 아이들다 Kuji yin xie dang, dudu jen le jang, gi chu jina na, zhundu chu. De tala, dene, de je tu, zhundu jine, me la, dene chu. Zhundu jiden de tu, zhundu jine, si shu deba tu. Zundu jine taba ranju ten, zundu jine jisu del chul, zundu jine shanchu chu sanje she dang sa. Tezi mamudu ka le ju nama le, zundu zang penyo tere do.
Then ye the sen Jason, the Rimche Shansa, the Jitsun Shamba Tome.
Shansa papa tome ro.
So before when I said that Maitreya wrote the Bodhisattva levels, it's a Sangha. I knew that when I said it, it was wrong. That's why I was looking at this. But I just had to... so anyway, a Sangha wrote the Bodhisattva levels. So now we move into the section on how to begin the practice of joyous perseverance. And in this section, we find a lot of details of the benefits of joyous perseverance, and then a quote as well. So, frequently reflect upon the benefits of joyously persevering and the faults of not doing so. For you will develop joyous perseverance if you habituate yourself to this reflection. As to its benefits, the exhortation to wholehearted resolve says, always rely upon noble joyous perseverance, which clears away all suffering and darkness, which is the basis of freedom from miserable realms, and which is praised by all the Buddhas. One who joyously perseveres has no difficulty accomplishing any project, whether mundane or supermundane. Who among the learned is disheartened by joyous perseverance? Those who set forth for the Buddha's enlightenment perceive the faults of lethargy and sleepiness, and then continually persevere with enthusiasm, so as I have advised them. And then a quote from the Ornament for the Mahayana Sutras, joyous perseverance, which is by Lord Maitreya. Joyous perseverance is supreme among virtues. Based on it, you subsequently attain the rest. Though through it, you immediately gain a supreme state of joy, as well as the mundane and supermundane attainments. With joyous perseverance, you attain the pleasures desired in life, become possessed of utter purity, are liberated, transcending the view of the perishing aggregates, and reach Buddhahood, the supreme enlightenment. Let me just see where Rinpoche read to. Reach Buddhahood. This. Rinpoche Kaba Kasa.
So this is famous on the then you should Sangang good.
Sanga Go.
Okay.
Okay. Datayin. Ye de ka chipa.
Or
Chipa.
that Jundu Dema Lonshe, Jundu Ton the Kente, what the Lonshe, Chikambala Soba, the Pomba Young Mares, Jundu Dema Lonshe, Pomba Me, Jundu Dema Nyamuchi, Pomba, Jundu Zambaina, Dame Batan, what the Dame Gumba, Jundu Zambaina, the Nyamobal Nunu, entered that. Pomba Me, Jundu Dema, Ju Pomba Me, Jundu Damba. And Sele Yangana Botanic Pomba Yungumares, San Gabu Yungures, Jundu Damba Tobe, Pomba Mass, Jundu Zambitachi, Lulon Sholas about the Tobal Pomba Yabu Yungures, Pomba Mechedan, Shansa Lejan, Gangi Sher, Shanchu Sambi, Gichu, Tata Yantaba, Ruba Shai, Yu Zu Dan, Chune, Jundu's Shansale, Papa Tommy Shansale, Jundu Chu Jusen Garrison, Jusen Gangi Sher, Shanchu Sembi, Gichu, Dedar, Yantabanduba Shai, Juzu, Shanchu Sembi Sona Sudan, Jigsu, to Sukanduya, Juzu, Jundu Rituals, Sona Ludu Sun, Niji Jo, Jundu de Abu Yobayina, Sona Sudi Yungure. And Zogundu Yungure, and Jundu Abayana Hisu Yungure, Shogundu Yungures, Ju Zu Dan, Chune, Jundu Kona Yinjes, Jen Data Mayima Tisher, Jundu Nelana Maba, Yantaba Dubi, Shanchu Toba Sheba Wu, She, Tijin Sheba Nam, Dambe, Dumba Zedos. Sundu Chu about what the Sanji Samang Song Shedan. Passion Duba Legends, Luma by Passion Duba Dingero. Passion Duba Legend, Yonsu Jume, Sundu Chedana, Yonsu Juama, Sundu Chibata Debayina, Sundu Chibu Yobayina, Mutu Sundu Naba Kayames, and the Susu Deba Karatuag Deba Yobayina Yungures, Kayame, Chedan. Memi Gunji, Tella, Pembat, Madame Mamaybe, what the 20 can Rubijagres. Memi Gunjan, may tell Rubisheba Mazi, Memi Tene Mamayba, Tene, what the Halasuba to Suga del Rubijagres. Tella, Pembat Ga, 20 can tell Gabion Gores. 应该是哪把工匠托办就是准备学习不有那可应该是跟个老托用过的是的托办就是年前对那这不有本大那年当参跟个老对面的嘛短短他们也不用过的是原先出去妈妈有没准备学不的原先个速度原先妈个嘛原先吃不用过的是原先也接触的是没去了，怕比短南街，没都二百拉人，哪把拍是？没去了，怕比短南街是，没有了，但到了点呢，那怕把那些没都二百拉人多，有的个也拍我的兄弟写说，我得把很多人多， Chenrezig,
The nature right? The gola Zunju Demba Lonshu gi Pam Me. The donagare Pam Lonshu Pam Me.
Longshu Ji Pamba Mes. Longshu Ji
Nyomon Pamba. The Pamba Hakogudu.
Chenrezig Chibu Yoba Yina,
Lesso.
and then Liu Longshu, Sayatong, Yabu Yunguris.
Yabu Yongere.
Pom
There won't be a problem.
Ponson Jobi Chavro. Could you bring my rich Yunguris?
Okay, Tuche.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see. I think I read, and also 183. Let me just read the ornament. I know I read it already, but I'm going to read the ornament from Mahayana Sutras. States, joyous perseverance is supreme among virtues. Based on it, you subsequently attain the rest. Through it, you immediately gain a supreme state of joy as well as the mundane and supermundane attainments. With joyous perseverance, you attain the pleasures desired in life, become possessed of utter purity, are liberated, transcending the view of the perishing aggregates, and reach Buddhahood, the supreme attainment and supreme enlightenment. And also, one who has joyous perseverance is not brought down. And I asked Rinpoche what this means exactly, because it says is not brought down by prosperity, and Pamba means defeated, really. So what Rinpoche is saying this means is that the word prosperity here is the same word there in Tibetan as what we usually translate for the enjoyments, for wealth. From ethics comes the enjoyments, or from from generosity comes the enjoyments. So that's the word. So what Rinpoche is saying, the meaning of it is that you won't, if you have joyous perseverance, you won't have any problem with getting the enjoyments. So you won't have any obstacles related to obtaining the enjoyments. So Rinpoche says, for instance, wonderful things to eat and wonderful things to drink. There won't be any difficulty. So you won't be defeated by not... I know it's a strange way that it's written, but you won't be defeated by the lack of prosperity. You won't be defeated by... But then... here, the afflictions, it really literally means you won't be defeated by the afflictions. You won't be defeated by discouragement. You won't be defeated by petty attainments. So it's really that first word that needs some discussion to make it make sense. But it really literally means that you won't be defeated by not having these things, by not having wealth. Basically, you will have wealth. You won't be defeated by the afflictions. You won't be discouraged. And then the last one, petty attainments. Rinpoche, the donagare, the zunju denba tope pamba. Tanaro topa to. The donagare.
Zunju tope pamba mes. Zunju deba ina.
Lesso.
Toba ngazu childoba mubiro de. Kamba dansa dan solan tujana toya deba yoro.
Okay, so we have these things that we want to have in life. These are things we want to attain, things we want to eat, things that we want to drink, a house that we want to have, things like this. And it's saying that if we have joyous perseverance, we won't be defeated by the lack of those things. We'll have those things. So once again, it's those, the first word and the last word just need some discussion. So one read again, one who has joyous perseverance is not brought down by prosperity, afflictions, discouragement, or petty attainments. The Bodhisattva levels as well says, because joyous perseverance alone, nothing else, is the principle and the highest cause for the correct attainment of a bodhisattva's virtuous qualities, the Tathagatas have pointed it out, declaring joyous perseverance is what brings about the attainment of unsurpassed perfect enlightenment. So here we know that through joyous perseverance, one is able to engage in those practices which give rise to collections. So in order to become a Buddha, we need a collection of merit and a collection of exalted wisdom. Through joyous perseverance, we are able to practice and then practice so that we have the collection of merit, and the collection of merit gives rise to the form body of the Buddha. So when we look at in terms of the form body and truth bodies of the Buddha, it is the collection of merit which gives rise to the form body of the Buddha. So through joyous perseverance, delight in engaging in virtue, one is able to achieve that form body, which is basically half of what the Buddha is, because we have the form and truth body, which makes the Buddha. Then it is the collection of exalted wisdom that gives rise to the truth body. So it's through joyous perseverance that one is able to collect that wisdom that leads to the truth body, which is the other side of what the Buddha is, making for the total, basically the dependent origination. These two come together, and that is what Buddha is a form and truth body. And all of what the Buddha is, he or she is found in form or truth body. So joyous perseverance is what brings about the attainment of unsurpassed perfect enlightenment. That's what the meaning of that is that if you have perseverance, if you are able to push through and practice, then you will achieve these collections. And then the Compendium of Perfection says, I just have to see how far Rinpoche read to. If you are free of fatigue and have joyous perseverance, there is nothing you cannot attain or accomplish. And also, even all non-human beings delight in helping you. You attain all types of meditative concentration, and you spend all periods of day and night fruitfully. Your collection of good qualities does not decline, and your purposes, surpassing the affairs of humankind, flourish like the blue Utpala flower. I believe that is where Rinpoche stopped. Let me just see in the Tibetan. 425. Shedam. Parshin Dubale. Yonze. Shesa. Nyemi. Rinpoche, Cherang Kabar Kasan.
Nyemi Kadujasu, Sheso, Nyemi Neso.
Okay, Nyemi Ne, the Dole?
Nyemi Lulu Jasu Shubales, that Jundu Zombie Parent Sana, Niba Nyemi Denwa, Jundu Mazambi Nyemi, Lulu Jasu Shubales, Lelo Jela Ne, Jundu Mazambaji, Lelu Dantebaina. Shanchu Rinxin.
That's so.
Naba Ringo Shanchu, Tua the Gallica Tarim Chano Res Ringo. Lelu Jen na Lane, Jimba Mebane, and Shirojiba Meadows, Lelu Jen the Jimba Yunguma, Tutin Zoba Tundu, Shindu to Yumares, Meadow. Lelu Jen Lane, Jenji Tomato, Jendon Shetu Mares. Tomato, Shetan, Tabanyaja Lejan, Numu Naji, Jibane, Lelu Yintes, Numu Gan Jid, what the Lelu reduers, Lelu Yinte, Lelu the Ganla Yobaina, and Ganla, Lelu Yoba, Tela Chugu Mabayins, Lelu Yobaina. Gichu Ganga Yungumarista. Chugun Meba in Shezumba Dar, Tundu Mena, Lily on the Sone, Kachu Gunji, Pombanju, Nago Tatuki, Chibi, Tuntanji Le, Nyabanju Rosa, and Lelu Yobaina, then Tundu Mena, and Lily on the Sone, Gichu Ganga Yungumarism, Nago Yungumar, Tatu Yungumaris. Tanji Yabanjoro, what the Chundru Mazam Yemiti doing what doing about it.
Rinpoche, the ngate sampa cheek jesong, the ngama cheran yunten j lapsong? Cheran yunten j lapsong? The cheek shine the ngate j masong. Anyway, I thought that I might have forgotten something, but I'm going to just move on. It was one detail, like one word detail. As to the faults of not joyously persevering, the questions of this Sagaramati Sutra says, the enlightenment of the lazy is exceedingly far off and distant. The lazy lack all perfections from generosity to wisdom. The lazy do not work for others' welfare. So here, laziness is the opponent to, or serves against, it works against effort. And with laziness, one is not able to practice any among the perfections properly. So it's saying from generosity to wisdom, meaning all of them in between. So generosity, ethics, patience, perseverance, concentration, and wisdom. So from generosity to wisdom, none of them are served by laziness. They all, the laziness is always their opponent. And the mindfulness of the excellent teaching states as well, whoever has laziness, the single basis of the afflictions, whoever feels some laziness lacks all good qualities. Let's see. Thus, if you lack joyous perseverance, you come under the influence of laziness and become poor in all good qualities, so you lose every temporary and ultimate purpose of being human. Oh, I remember now. So the human basis has the 8 leisures and the 10 endowments. That was it. Diksung.
Ta chunri yewa la nyi re do yewa nguen tang chunri jib tab. Nyi le tang bu yewa nguen de la song kusha yi chunri tang gawa chu du ji chunri tang shenchen chunri soos. Ta tang bu kusha yi chunri de shangshu senpa nang chunri zomba nang yu yu haru ne chunri ji zhuwa nguen to ru yu Sambi Goshanda Tabo, Jamba Shede. Dana Keba Chenmo Tongdang, Yuanyabi, Nija Sabe, Keba Chenmo Jamb Sonjil, Yewa Shewa Cha, Bonju Shewa Cha, Monju Chi, Sentient Jiki, Dungan Sei Shedo, Sentient Yawa, Kona Nene, Sanji Tuba Yunang, Chua Shede, Duzhang Geshe Lharampa Sheba, Chundri La Shuba Madonna, Juji Yu Dele, Tongwa Dang, Dungan, Che Chung Yu Dajime, Hamba Tabo, Kocha Yu Chundri Soos, Kocha Yu Chundri Soos, Dana Jiri Jagu Resa, Kocha Yu Chundri. Shangshu senpa na chundru zomba na yu ngaru chundru mazong kong sal tang go res. Ngaru ne chundru zomba de gabu yung ag sal tang go res. Senji zhuwa hondu tang ne ru sambi go shanda tabu chunba shede. Da ne keba chenpu tong tang yu nyambi nyeja sabi keba chenpu chamba ba song shiwa cha Bonju ji sentient jiki dungan sei shedo sentient relation name bi mana gaba jaru ne go wondu so den do da sei shedo sentient nyawan kona ne saje toba jona zhuwa shede duzhang ki shedo zhenpa sheba la zhendu la shuba madonna Yuan Dele Tongwa Dang Dungan Che Chungwa Zebi Zundri Zombal Dana Gecha Kayo Mas 따지면데 지면 냥바 대답이 고샤이 준주소 어떤 사람 남아들 고샤이 준주라 그래서 준주소 샹선 준주 샹선 강 준주데 나와 준주데 나와 고샤이 준주데 나와 퇴바 장당 대바 장 제바 대양 땜부인데스
Bless you.
근데 자주 생각하더라도 고샤이 준주 퇴바당 제와데 준주 땜부 차는 그래서
Bless you.
땜부인데 라나마바 라멘 샹추지 셔도 준주 동바바도 매바 바도 매비 주다버시나 주다버시나 준주 대다단 대바 따지면서 라나메베 샹추기 셔도 준주 동바 바도 매바 바도 매비 주다버시나스 준주 대다단 대바 따지면서 어디 근데 준주 좀바이다 준주 최종도 좀발라서 개차가 요 말했어. 제메 달라샹 주다 옌지 셔도 레간라 산숑비 가와지고비 샤가 제야메바 준주 되어봐이나 라도다 제동도 레가 가르치고 있나 갈레용 말했어. 갈레 강메바 네 수송도 sana löben papa tome ji shansa le son do shansa le son de dai samba la kombar chena kocha yundu de la kombar chena teba chembi riji ne ba se teba chembi riji ne ba se ngebe jundu jamba shavos 파신 두발레장 하실 그 타다 냥장도 자지린 닌다 생줄라 된다이 사베 로주 뒤에 다마데 콘데 말 깨바자소 추티 자매제 샤추 추기 생시 진줄라 된다이 나비 최진르야 네 주고 조장 현재 조함에 샤주도 바질로메 반조로 코스랑기 등에 새단신 고차이 고차템바밤에 바이 되지나 주주 보원 현재 나젠라 양다랑바 당보 임바주 제송바 고차이 준주소스 어디바도 어디송데서 파신 디발레장 마시 그 타단 야장도 그 타단냐바 그 코알 도마도 담아요마 타단냐바 자치rin 니다 천줄라 니다 천 된다와 사비 로조로스 니센사빌로 니센사는 샤사빈다와 다와사빌로 어디를 뒤서 우자송도 말이야
They understand they don't
계지도 사나다네 추서든 니수 따질래 샤부지 말이야 네 샤부 송줄 나와지 로지 어디서 그 송된사
Okay.
senshi jinjula tendayi nabi chuyin zhirishin rugu chujans hinji juwa mes odi kochayi zunru jashibu diyoba ina ten gangan chungu tal zunru tene lelhabu yungore sungdensa hachu tuba jiru meban juru koze rangi dungan sen tangshin rangi dungan lu tangde 동란 공사에 랑게 등에 디젠 랑게 디고와 디젠 당 랑게 등에 랑게래 어디서 동란 잡는도 고샷 내지에서 어떤데 상로 여바이나 고샷 준비 때문에 용 그랬어 Temba Pai, the Jena, do you bow in Hiji, do you bow in Hiji, Ngajela? The Dai Lamba, Tambo Yimba Ju, she's on the Kocha is under source, Kocha is under the water and she rests on the inside.
Parshin dupa le the kanga losa.
What the Persian do about what the
Kanga losa.
what the Jin Lulu
Okay. Says good.
Kalejun.
Okay. All right. Okay, so the divisions of joyous perseverance. The section on the divisions of joyous perseverance has two parts. I read the incomplete, right? I read the all of the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. The divisions of joyous perseverance. Section on the division of joyous perseverance has two parts: the actual divisions and the method of developing joyous perseverance. First, the actual divisions. Armor-like joyous perseverance. Joyous perseverance of gathering virtue. Joyous perseverance for acting for the welfare of living beings. So those are the three categories. Then the first category, armor-like joyous perseverance. When bodhisattvas joyously persevere, prior to actively engaging themselves, they put on the armor of a preliminary enthusiastic thought, such as, for 1,000,000,000 sets of 3 immeasurably great eons, each composed of days as long as 1,000 great eons, I shall not relinquish my practice of joyous perseverance, for the sake of relieving the suffering of a single living being. I would rejoice at remaining only a hell being until I attain enlightenment. As I exert myself in this manner for the sake of complete enlightenment, what need is there to mention my perseverance over a shorter period or in the face of lesser suffering? Such is the joyous perseverance that is like armor. A bodhisattva who produces even an aspiration for, just faith in such joyous perseverance is steadfast. How much more so when one is endowed with this perseverance, given that he or she develops measureless causes for joyously persevering for the sake of unsurpassed enlightenment. The bodhisattva level says that for such a person there is absolutely no action for the sake of others and for enlightenment that is discouraging or entails hardship. When you become conditioned to such a state of mind, it becomes the definite cause of awakening your potential for the Mahayana lineage, so train in it. Concerning armor-like joyous perseverance, the Compendium of Perfection says, in as many eons as there are drops of water in the ocean, eons in which the years are composed of long, drawn-out days and nights equal in duration, even to the temporal limits of cyclic existence, you produce the spirit of supreme enlightenment once. Though you likewise have to accomplish every other collection, you do not become disheartened because of your compassion, and undiscouraged you achieve sublime enlightenment. To generate the immeasurable steadfast armor while disregarding your suffering in cyclic existence is declared the first proper undertaking for the disciplined hero possessed of compassion. So here, speaking of the bodhisattva, immediately the bodhisattva has this faith that allows him or her not to become disheartened by anything. So the bodhicitta, which is driven by his or her compassion, doesn't allow him or her to become disheartened. Then the bodhisattva is able to fulfill his or her own needs as well as the needs of others. So there's a twofold care that's taking place, caring for others and then caring for oneself. And then these practices allow one to achieve both of those goals, achieve the success for oneself and for others. And then also of long drawn-out days and nights equal in duration, there's a point in time, according to the prophecies, or that where this will happen, where days will be as long as a year. Here in back, it says more about it. speaks of one day as I exerted myself in this manner. I'm sorry? Yeah, for a trillion sets of three immeasurable great eons, each composed of days as long as 1,000 great eons. So a point in time will come where days will be very, very long. And it's saying that even at this time, it says, in as many eons as there are drops of water in the ocean, eons in which years are composed of long drawn-out days and nights equal in duration, even to the temporal limits of cyclic existence, you produce the spirit of enlightenment once, though you likewise have to accomplish every other collection. So this generation of the mind that aspires to enlightenment only has to happen once. And then once that happens, this discouragement never doesn't happen ever again. So the one, it's basically saying, as a translator's note, when you reach the path of accumulation, when you generate the mind that aspires to enlightenment, you become a bodhisattva. And at that point in time, that generation of bodhicitta occurs and you are a bodhisattva. So that's what the meaning of that is. And it's saying that you don't become disheartened or discouraged even when a day is as long as 1,000 eons, and there's no hardship endured once you generate this bodhicitta. Okay, then Chu Kabra Lesson. Okay, we're in the same place.
Koal Toma Mesoro, Tatoma Mebane, Tata Enchela, Shachi to Shibi, Shasungula, Dawachula Lochi, Junila Lochi Shibi, Lombong Sumana, Shanju Sanji Jeshins, Shanju Sanji Jagres, Shanju San, Sanji Jitonlas, Sanji Jitongres, Tendawa, Gangi Shimi Tandanya Bas. 당의 심이 장단냐바 지기 세제 지기 생당 쉐바실라 대답이 취지 세제 당지지 생당 쉐바쉐바샤 고장 네 매종유 고차라 고차 마제바 루드 마제베 쉐바 레송 데스 네 고차이 전도도 루드 마제바 때문에 돌송 요아레스 손데 고나 매비 고차이 전도소스 고차이 전도도 네 전도야 주데스 전도소 너나 너 뒤도 줘봐이나 너나 너다이 삼바 레제누나스 고차이 전도도 깨지 삼바지 상로지 당토바이나 제누나 수 타이바 들라도 소나다 이시게 수 렐하버지는 사용을 소나고 수이시 소나다 이시게 수 렐하버지는 사바이나 는 라든 초고도 제는 수 렐하버지는 주용으로다 들라도 조신 들라도 소나다 이시게 수 들라도 제바 빠도 매바 네 녀모바시 제바든 거 다는 그래서 달라 심마도비 조초도 조신 심마도비 조 코알레 심마도비 조초도 조신 제다르 링완라 가와 대장도 녀도 참자와 유여림을 전전장하고 산수도 여바 있는 상지 공부도 봐 사용 그래서 녀도 참자라 쉐바 타예바다 뒤치 링완라 소라 좋아 제야매바 뒤통은 참자와 되바네 상제라 체령원 주데스 파바타예바다 뒤치 링완라 소바 좋아 제야매바 네 뒤에부터 소나 수사 상로매바 상제 공부도 주부도하고 되어야바데 주부 용화요마 상제 공부 달래 렌도자 그랬어 좋아인데 제세나지 니도매도 쇼와 쩌와라 게순주시로서 상주 선배 니도매도 쇼와다라게 지쩌알 쩌제네 그래서 게순주시를 대답이 고샤주네 고샤이 전도 주네 강기 돈도 돈도 좀봐 어떤 사제 지정으로 어떤 지주나
Kangalosa. Zenju Tsampa. Okay, the Rinpoche, the Sikh Tama, Didapi,
시다마도 되마
Sikh Tama, Kuna, Cherakaba Kasam, Sikh
저와
Tama,
계순주 쇼로스 어떤 되자면마 제세 나지 해도 매도 좋아 저와라 계순주 쇼로스
Okay,
어떤 준 살림
Shiro. Okay, Dixon.
Yeah.
Furthermore, even if it took you 100,000 years to produce the spirit of enlightenment once, and to see one Buddha, where each year is composed of 12 months, 1 month of 30 days, and each day as long as the time from beginningless cyclic existence to the present, and even if it took you this length of time multiplied by the number of grains of sand in the Ganges River to know the mind and behavior of one living being, you similarly must come to know the minds and behavior of all living beings. And the teachings of the Akasaya Mati Sutra says the armor of being undaunted is the inexhaustible armor. It is the armor like joyous perseverance of the highest caliber. So here, this joy is basically giving this very, very long example of what a bodhisattva is willing to endure to become a Buddha, and how the bodhicitta allows him or her to endure even such an extreme situation. So it's showing how the bodhisattva would feel it, he or she would feel it worth it if it took even this long to know the mind of one being, meaning if to get to the point of realization where it's implied that he or she has bodhicitta and then has some sort of clairvoyance to be able to know how to truly help someone else. So how to truly be of benefit to one being, even though he or she has to, in order to become enlightened, do so for everyone that exists, all beings, human, non-human, everything, all beings. This is a start in enough, meaning the bodhisattva is satisfied, isn't disappointed by this. In short, if you can generate a single attitude such as this, you easily complete limitless accumulations and purify measureless obscuration. This becomes the most excellent cause for never turning back. By just being joyful, no matter how long it takes, you quickly become a Buddha. So by having this kind of thinking in this way, it actually causes Buddhahood to occur quicker. Even though you're saying, I'm willing to persevere no matter how long it takes, that attitude makes the time shorter. This joyous perseverance does, because delight in virtue. I mean, you're delighting in virtue. Virtue equals the happiness. In short, you engage it. This becomes the most excellent cause for never turning back. So joyous perseverance allows one not to continue to move forward, to continue to traverse the stages. And then Rinpoche mentioned also after you put, let me just find where it is in here. So here it says to note where the section on where the bodhisattva would, even if it took this long to know the mind of one living being. So here it's implied the Tonglen meditation, the giving and taking meditation, the taking of suffering and the giving of happiness. So here we find implicitly within this mention of the Tonglen meditation. So I want to reread this. In short, if you can generate a single attitude such as this, you easily complete limitless collections and purify measureless obscuration. This becomes the most excellent cause for never turning back. By just being joyful, no matter how long it takes, you quickly become a Buddha. Those who want to become a Buddha in a short time but take no joy at all in the limitless deeds and great length of time required, take a very long time to reach Buddhahood, because they thereby fail to produce the wonderful courage of the conqueror's children. After you have put on such armor, you joyously persevere for two purposes: to gather virtue and to act for the welfare of living beings. To fulfill one's own needs and others' needs. So that's the point here, is that you fulfill one's own, the Rangdun, Dan Shendun, the purpose of your own and the purpose of others. Digsung.
다 가와 추디 준저로
Less so.
가와 추디 준저 간에 자고르서 너네 자고르서 가와 추디 준저네 파신 조양다번 루비셔스 파신 조양다번 루비셔스 다달라 조어보스 신조레 와데 산도데 준저 던질라 가와 추디 준저라 그레스 조어보 신진
뭐요 말.
sentient 전시 전도 간에 자고선 sentient지 전시부 전도네 전시와 주지라 제다 리바주 전도 소스 sentient 전시와 주지 가정 가서 나도 라장네 어디 자차이 뭐 컴퓨터 뉴에 sentient지 전시 샤유 전도네 전시와 주지라 제다 리바주 전도소
Less.
니바 전도 집이 타들 다니바 전도 집이 타
Less.
전도 중고 전도 집이 타들 니바 되버래 타든 하시바 따르 소니지 가추 단지 저와다 내바다 피원들라 라레벤데 제베 냐렌 신도 개초고사 전도 집이 타네 하시바 따르 소나고 초다 이시고 초 가추 단지 제바다 내바다 마제바 제바다 제바 내바대야 공내 공도 비야 표어도 들라 라레베 데 제비 냐는 데 전도 제비 냐는 신도 개초스 전도 제비 냐는도 제가 개초브레스 대야 전도 첨부 시월라이 용 전도 첨부 시월라이 용이 전도 첨부 시월라이 용이 콜라진스 전도 첨부도 어때 시월라이 용 쉐줄레 어디 고데베시단 도송레 콜라진 좀 대와 용소 조바 통유 디로 줘바샤오사 시월라이 용 쉐줄도 어디 시다게 콜하보 네 고아 자체팅도 시분도 어떤나지 송바 인송래 저바 샤오오사
De la G Lomason.
야
Okay. All right. So, joyous perseverance of gathering virtue. So, number 2. We read through armor like joyous perseverance. Now, joyous perseverance of gathering virtue. The joyous perseverance of gathering virtue is applying yourself to the practice of the 6 perfections in order to properly accomplish them. Then number 3. Joyous perseverance of acting for the welfare of living beings. The joyous perseverance of acting for the welfare of living beings is properly applying yourself to the practice of the 11 activities for others' welfare. So previously we went over the 11 activities. You can find it on the previous teachings on the computer, online, or you can look in Pabunka Rinpoche's text, Liberation in the Palm of Your Hand, and that's where you'll find, that's where the text we used to gather those from in that class. So you can either go back to the class or look in the Liberation text, Pabunka Rinpoche, Liberation in the Palm of Your Hands. Okay, so The method of developing joyous perseverance. As explained above, since you produce, maintain, and increase all the virtues of the two collections in dependence upon joyous perseverance, the practice that develops it is very crucial. I shall discuss the system of the text of the great scholar and adept Shantideva engaging in the Bodhisattva deeds, noting that it is complete as well as easy to understand and sustain in practice. Diksang Rinpoche.
다 전주집 타더라 jel에 늘라제 전주지 예도 좋아서나 전주진 개전 봉화 담보지 전주 tunjen tsusaba, tunjen tsusaba dang, nimbaji, tenye la tenne, tunju zomba lulangba sombaji, tele le dang, sen le zurungwa, shongchu jeba duwa tenbare. Ta dangbo, tunju jingejen kandre yuwarisina, tunju jingejen dasu ja ures, dangbo ne, Lama majuba tambu ne Lama majuba la ni des Lama majuba de la ni yagures du ne ba tonya majuba da da ki dendawa du kala ni nyado shone majubas tolan kolan to le majuba de la ni yagures 네 주노바 통야마 주케 지요아레스 주다 토고도 문주케 지요아레스 안 가시 녜테 용고 말이다 간데 어떻게 갈리 카브레서 문주케 요데 리니요아레스 쇼네 통야마 주바다 다기 된다와 루 갈라 뉴냐도 쇼네 문주바오 주 뉴메뉴라 Loka mashune, ru numunula, loka mashune, maduba, yume jes, ru numunu, loka mashune, maduba, tende yuares, yume je, dene juwa dunye la chebi, go minos, wade, juwa dunye la chebi, go minos, wade, go masumba yins. Dene juwa dunye la chebi, go minos, Tambula ni yu des, dadung long yu nyanes, long yu jin to majuba de, dadung long yu nyane, shishu shebi, lelu jen dang. Miya shawa meba, tamen bi shawa nala, chabi seji no babos, ni do teres, ane tundu tanda tongoma tanda kale sonyi nani kale tongchukuris ote san tanda munjuke chi yuwares tadung long yu nyane shishu shebi lelu chen dans miya shawa meba tamebi shawa na la chabes tamebi dile khanama dile ngoku ne chabe seju neba nidres
Shitang, Shadro.
What to say, Tata Shenju less, Conte, Susung to San Shenju Sung, De Matun Shushi Shas, Tundu Matun Shu, Tundu Matun Sheba Sha, Matun Shushi Sha, Lelu Jen la Shemba dance, Lelu Jen la Shemba dan, Jelo Dani Heba was, Nakanda Nusada, Jelo Lelo. Sheso, lelu ji june, nyole dan dawa mebi rula chaba dan, niji dawa la, siba dan kuwa la, jushi meba na de, nyole deyu runyang dan, nile tenbi siba yi, kuyu dunga majule, lelu nyewa jawa njuru shesos, wadana ma wadu kale jun marwa.
Okay. The method of developing joyous perseverance has 4 parts: eliminating unfavorable conditions that prevent joyous perseverance, gathering the forces of favorable conditions based on the elimination, that's 2, 3, based on the elimination of unfavorable conditions and the accumulation of favorable conditions, being intent on joyously persevering. 4, how to use joyous perseverance to make the mind and body serviceable. And then we have A, eliminating unfavorable conditions that prevent joyous perseverance. So it's the one from above. Eliminating unfavorable conditions that prevent joyous perseverance has 2 parts: identifying factors incompatible with joyous perseverance and employing the methods to eliminate the incompatible factors. So number 1, identifying factors incompatible with joyous perseverance. So those things that contradict or are not, that don't work together with joyous perseverance. There are 2 factors incompatible with entering the path. 1, not entering even though you see that you can do the practice. And number 2, not entering because you become discouraged thinking, how can I do such a practice? Indeed, there is also not practicing because you are unconcerned with whether you are capable or not, but this is irrelevant here since this explanation is for those pursuing liberation. Within the first factor, there are 2 possibilities. 1, you have the laziness of procrastination thinking, there is still time, and or you are not procrastinating because you are overwhelmed. Let me read it. You are not procrastinating, but you are overwhelmed by your attachment to inferior and common activities. That's where Rinpoche read to. Okay, Shunju Lung. Chan Shunju Lung the Losun.
Shunju Lung the Lumarvetana.
Chu Kabbalas. Sheso.
Go Chudi Junju.
Sheso. Lelo JP.
Shuba Taiba, the Shuba Taiba, Chunwa. Ta Geshe Naji, Jushel. Tetabi Kosha Junju. Tombala Niles. Go Chudi Junju.
Kachi.
Go Chudi Junju. Shinju Yantabar Shayu Shir. Go La Jumba, go Chudi Junju. Sijin Judensha Jumba de. And Sijin Jik Junju. Sijin Densha Juji La Jedar. Rua Ribas. Kazanga Nandu Lazan Dado.
Rinpoche, they mumble. They loson. They shugu chi change the. Natsu the. De la G, the Kanga loson. De la G, the ne the. Deta Yang Ju. Let's go. Sheso Lelo JP Ju. The Chiran de Loson, the Nyanle Dang Dewa Mempi.
Shuno Kavando.
The Nishu Saje.
Yustaji Letasman.
Nishu Saje. Jadan Nishu Saje.
Yustaji Kavando.
Uma.
Ale. De la Jissa in Mariba.
The Tsar. Chikshena the Rinpoche. The Uma. Dandrar. The Lelo Dan, the Jemba Dan. Sheso.
Trin Kavado.
Rodan. I just want to make sure. Number 2, Rodan. Jipja. Lelo.
lelu ji juro lelu ji jun nyole da ne do me ba lo ronya wala chabas ne nyole da do me ba lo ronya nya ba chabas lelu lelu chaba da ni ji do wala siba dans ni ji do wala siba
Okay.
koala Geshe me ba na de what the lelu ji jure
Less so.
Kon su song de shu ju nyole de ronya da ni la tembi siba yi ku de ngai ju me le lo nyawa je wan ju xie so wo de le lu ji ju de de su de da
Less so.
xie song
Less so.
kha chi gang ba dang bu ni ji
Less so.
na ba je da du je ba den ba de du gang ba dang bu ni de ane gang ba dang bu ni de nyole de ro nya da ni la tembi siba yi so de ni ji ro da ni la tembi siba yi gang ba dang bu ni ji na ba je da du je wa na ba je da du je wa den ba de du kha ji ge wo de yin se ge du
Less so.
te bon yi ta de bon
The Nipa.
le le bon yi
Nipa less
ta
so.
de la den ba la son le shi ju je le long go bi ta la son
Less so.
shi go ba la son le to ba de jo de ji ba da shi wo do na ru dong wa da ha yang den zang bo je ga wa sun gong ne long yue dong zhen bi le lo ka ne long me ji ju la je ba wo sa wo de te bon yi ta
The Nipa.
shi ju je ka sa shi le bon ta de la son
Less so.
son je
Less so.
shi le long go bi go ba la son le to ba shi le dang san ni na ni de ba dun du song chu gu san dang ba yi na wo de san dang je ma da ba re ka du sha ha ku ma res ni de ji ba dang shi wo do na wo de ne song che ala su ba wo de ni ha yo res ni ba je ha yang den zong ba ni ga wa ha da me den zong ni shi da ga le ka ba res san dang ne ne shi le lu de ni ba ru go je wa
The Yanjur Surunang. Sumba the nga selpa yomare. Sumba Yanjur Surunang.
le to ban de ne de ji ba ma da ba ro
Less
ne
so.
de ji
Less
ma
so.
da ba san dang wo res
The shi.
shi wo de ngan de je wa wo de ma ge ju chu de so a jiang de dang de nya lai ma je na ne ngan song je ge res
Less so. The Sumba.
shi wo de ngan de wa song ba la yang
Yeah.
den zong ba ne ga wa la yang ma dang la yi den ya de ga li ka bu res wo de song gong ne te song san dang ne de ne le lo dong go ne ge res
The
Kunyi.
La Yang Den Zambo. The Dondaga.
太阳是阳，这是个了，这话什么阳，这话什么阳，这什么太阳点上不？点上不？他们土，他土，太阳点上不？这话什么偏激了？点上不土啊？的嘞，那确定说了，说是马进点土嘛咯？太阳点上不？年高啊，送工呢，这工送工吧，伊那，农业东下边来了的年不住的是。干呢，罗曼剧了接把我是罗曼把剧了接呢，真的针对的也不用过的是。这时候呢，俺这边穷人告诉先生多是，我这时候告诉我的，你把他写我的俺送东王的，那样等头发都跟我说，这边穷人告诉写差不多是，穷人告诉先生多，
Less so.
小俺把拉。差不高吧呢？小俺把那差不高吧呢？咱们去，
That's cool. The Nge the Lo.
可来句，
The Chapa, the Sarpa, the
yeah.
Nipa. Okay. So then we have the quote from the page 187, a quote from in the vein of the engaging in the Bodhisattva deed says, the factors incompatible with joyous perseverance are said to be laziness, adhering to what is ignoble, and self-contempt out of discouragement. Causes for the production of laziness are indolence, attachment to the taste of inferior pleasures, craving the pleasure of sleep, and a lack of disenchantment with cyclic existence, engaging in the bodhisattva deed states. Laziness arises from craving based upon indolence, enjoyment of pleasure, and sleep, and from a lack of disenchantment with the suffering of cyclic existence. Some assert that the first two lines indicate the form that laziness takes rather than its causes. So now we move on now to the specifics, employing the methods to eliminate the incompatible factors, those factors which are incompatible with joyous perseverance. So number one, stopping the laziness of procrastination. So this is the procrastination that says, tomorrow I'll do it, I'll have time in an hour. So putting it off and putting it off. So that kind of laziness that is driving one putting it off till tomorrow. Stopping the attachment to ignoble activities. One recognizes that non-virtuous deeds lead to the lower realms of cyclic existence. So through analyzing this, suffering is created by non-virtue. One abandons the ignoble, abandons non-virtuous activities. Number three, stopping discouragement or self-contempt. This is stopping this idea that one can't achieve, that one isn't good enough, that one doesn't have the ability to achieve Buddhahood. So stopping this kind of self-discouragement and recognizing that if one abandons what is ignoble, one's throwing karma for the future will be better. If one has any kind of discouragement or is missing something, one knows that by practicing, that this isn't the only life, and that the propelling karma will, if one practices, will put one in a very good position. Something like a good position is not really the best way to describe it. It's like a good existence. A good existence will arise from that. Okay, ignoble. Okay, Digsung Rinpoche.
Shaw ngabala chabe ro. Shaw ngabala chaba gaba ne shaw ngabala chaba gaba dene res gaba ne tambi chu ne deshe gawa taye ban joyu juyin ba tan tambi chu chebe chongu chu chebe dingi chu chebe chimbi chu do ngalo deshe gawa taye ban joyu res juyin ba tan deme bi jaju ma wa tan goba suji nai nam ndi tuen chembele nyamba she ba tan ne deme bi keja tala keja kemga na tan wa tene ge nai ge o to su ngalo de 전주 냐비 주르 냐바 시바다 심한 되 많이 봐 내가 도마지 심한 되 많이 봐 되는 게 손지 와라서 뭐 어떤 게 내가 요거스 집에 내서 돈에 더 공라 샤워가에도 가고스
Suche, Detskungé de lo, Chikjesun. Okay, then stopping the laziness of procrastination. This involves the following three meditations. You contemplate that the body you have at present is rapidly disintegrating. So here, these counteract the various negativities. So here, the stopping the laziness of procrastination is meditation on impermanence, recognizing the momentary disintegration, that after your death. So then, you contemplate that the body you have at present is rapidly disintegrating, that after death you will fall into the miserable realms. So non-virtue creates lower realms of cyclic existence. So stopping attachment to ignoble activities, because after death you'll fall into the lower realms if you do not. And it will be difficult to find a life such as this once again. So you, at this point, can't be discouraged because you have the basis of leisure and opportunity which allows you to practice. So stopping discouragement or self-contempt, because what you have is very rare. So you should not be discouraged. Meditation on these stops the laziness that holds to the notion that there is plenty of time, thereby generating conviction in your mind that there is no spare time. These 3 meditations were explained earlier in the section on the person of small capacity. So when we look at the teachings for beings of 3 capacity, the teachings for beings of small capacity, shared in common with beings of small capacity, we've gone over those in the earlier text. The teachings shared in common with beings of medium capacity, we've gone over, and now we're in the section on great capacity. So Lama Tsongkhapa is saying, we've already gone over this, so you can look back in those sections. And as a translator's note, that's why they are called shared in common with, their teachings shared in common with beings of small capacity, because you see here in the teachings of great capacity that the small scope teachings are practiced. So that's why they're in common, and they aren't disregarded and in stages where you've learned that, now you're done with that. The small scope continues on throughout all of the scopes. So that's why they're called shared in common. Stopping the attachment to ignoble activities. You see that the sublime teaching is the source of endless joy in this and future lives, and that you lose its great purpose when you are distracted in idle chatter and amusements, which are the source of much pointless suffering later. Meditate on this and stop your attachment. Engaging in the Bodhisattva deed says. So a lot of times people waste time, waste life with gossip and chatter and joking, and it's basically, it's saying, Lama Tsongkhapa is saying, there is no future meaning, there is no future benefit. Like, this doesn't produce anything substantial in your future. So when you meditate on this, you won't be as attached to these kinds of things, because you'll recognize that they don't produce any kind of meaning in the future. And just as a note, idle amusement, those words are in there because it's not saying that it doesn't talk to people, or it's just saying the idle chatter. Anything that isn't have future meaning. And as a note, sometimes idle chatter is translated as that which doesn't produce future goals of the Buddhahood, basically. The scopes, happiness, liberation, or Buddhahood. Digson, Kangalos.
What the country tension in Mobile, that is not to lose the Shigamara, Canadians or the Tango, the country tension, and that he put the Chevchung and Jingu, Chevchimbi Lanson to the Marbe.
Less so.
What the Nyala Abjad, what Nyala Chedu.
Less so. It'd be very difficult for us, or not really possible for us to read through and understand all of the Kangjur, the pronouncements of Lord Buddha, and the Tenjur. I'm pointing behind me because that's where the texts are, all these texts. The Kangjur, the pronouncements of Lord Buddha, and the Tenjur, the authentic Indian commentaries, so 100 of the Buddha's pronouncements and 213 commentaries. It would be very hard for us to read through those and understand them. But if we are to look at the teachings shared in common with beings of 3 capacities and understand those teachings well, then we really do understand all of the meanings held within the Kangjur and the Tenjur. Diksan.
Tanyeba Jeluba, Danila Neba Gabanas, Jeluba, Danila Neba Gaban.
Chu Shunju Long Lo Sun.
Shunju Long the
Ngay Lo Ma Sun.
Shunju Long Gabando.
Sheso, the
Shesos,
the Gawe Ju, the Ngay Lo Ma Sun.
the Gawa Watana. Jeluba, Dani Nebala Gabanasa. Shishu Shawa. Najan Gane, Dambi, Chu Boyan, the Tanjim Machuki, Tiba Chimbola, Lugube, Della, Dandoa, Rumenuso Chantu Shune, this Sewa Shavos, Della Sondawa, 단득하도록 어때 셴네 가는 담비 주봉아 주봉을 해도 어떡하도 담비 주봉을 간다간다스나 하는 가서 버차 간주 된주 버차도 장사를 하고 그래. 가서 버차 자서 된주도 어때 장사를 자 도바사를 되는 자바 있는 주봉을 해서 그래서 주봉 저와시마 변질래 안 주도도 마치 조사 그래서 단단 주도 장래 아버지 장말이자 주범이 되는 예바이나 저원처럼 물어대 버차로 놓지야 내부터 연구를 해서
Shiludani. The Rinpoche, the long the 429, the Gawe, the Sheso, the long, then the Gutso.
얘네 셰소서 어려워.
Then the Gutso, the
젤로서.
Jelo.
어려.
Okay, so then I just need to read the one. How could you abandon the source of infinite joy, the highest of pleasures in sublime teaching, and delight in distractions and amusements that are the causes of suffering? So that's from Sheso. Okay, then the Jelu.
다 젤로 봐. 다니 녀바 가바나사. 더 대다르 시슈당 셔와. 내전가는 담비 주 봉와야. 담비 주 봉와 더자지 뭐주기. 세바 쳔불라 소고베. 달라 단다와. 주문은 손샤도 쇼네. this 세와 샤오사. 어떤 루노치 도 말해서 어때 쇼바도 가고 그래서 들라송 제로벨로 가반들라송
Leso.
토자라 제로바 가바 대투비 털라 제로바 가바 강도 내내 두비 내라 쇼바 가바
Leso.
되네 토자 상제네 준 타다 세바당 유된 타다 두바이나 다기 유된 나르 두바당 준 나르 고바 체가완 하유 네 단다이 저보 던라와 토바 갈라뉴냐베 쇼바 쇼나네 세제동 예미 칠라스 어디 쇼바 되바이나 티제 세제 줄이 여바이나 세제동은 매바 차는 거です 칠라 마주야 아무네 다다 가고서 줄매나 다다 마우 마유 터지 거です
Khensur dasi dangare Rinpoche.
아
The Khensur Lama Tsongkhapa dasi dang.
Yeah.
Chiwa then the Lama Tsongkhapa.
Yeah.
The Lenjat dasi dang.
오 예수스
Okay. So now we've arrived at stopping discouragement or self-contempt. It is not enough just to delight in the sublime teaching after you have stopped your procrastination and your attachment to ignoble activities. You must train as a Mahayana practitioner. Therefore, if you become discouraged thinking someone like me is unable to practice that, you must eliminate this discouragement. Stopping discouragement or self-contempt has three parts. Stopping discouragement about the goal, stopping discouragement about the means to attain the goal, and stopping discouragement because wherever you are is a place to practice. Stopping discouragement about the goal. So now here we have a debate that will take place. Lama Tsongkhapa is debating himself basically, but setting out qualms that others may have or have had and then responding to those. So, qualm, if the goal is Buddhahood, the total elimination of all faults and the total completion of all good qualities, then since it is extremely difficult for me to accomplish even a few good qualities or to remove even a few faults, how could someone like me be capable of obtaining such a result if I'm unable to create even the smallest causes that give the smallest results? If I can't do that, how am I able to do this big result? How is it possible for me to do so? and then there will be a response by Lama Tsongkhapa to his qualm. Nene?
Chunden deji denpa tang chunden gochu ni chunden deji denpa tang yang taba song kis jun song ma res jun tang loba ma song yu tsimi jeba de zhangpa su ji jang shang chu toba song nas da zhangpa su da nga su ma juba yoro juba ta su ya sang je gubang togare song yu res toba song nas ane sejen kangalo wate ma juba yinan da da shuba yinan da kari yinan sejen tsangmalo sanje gubang tobi jo yoro da sejen tsangmalo sanje ga regi chadu yoro dosang kune chuje tang dejin ye me shi da reyo shena lu jen kun dadu sanje yinpa jens ane luwa reju sejen kangalo sanje ya ga jo yoro res kari resi na raji nari da jenju ga reni duwa res raji nari da jenju reni da kari resi na sejen tsangmalo iji sheba duwas de jenju ji res re iji sheba denpa maruba da raji nari sikari wate iji sheba denpa maruba de sejen tsangmalo yoro sejen tsangmalo yoro zang sejen tsangma sanje ya yoro res sanje li ka dangan zoya sanje ya yoro re ne ane wate sejen tsangmalo sanje ya ga riyo beze riyo zang ane ganga sanje ya yoro res
Less so. Sildu.
ya
And then Kashi Manga Dene Ngatsu Kagare Chua Dan Lenjak.
Yeah, okay,
Dutsu
okay,
Lessa.
yeah.
Okay. So reply. So to this sense of discouragement, basically. If such a sense of discouragement manifested is a very great fault because it constitutes giving up the spirit of enlightenment. Even if such a thought does not fully manifest, you must stop it at its incipient stage. How to stop it? Encourage yourself with this thought. The Bhagavan, the authoritative person who speaks what is true and correct, never what is false or erroneous, said that even flies, etc., will attain enlightenment. That being so, why should I not attain it? So long as I do not give up persevering, and as much as a human birth gives me an excellent basis and I have the mental capacity to analyze what to adopt and what to cast aside. So here is this, because the Buddha has stated that all beings have Buddha potential, that all beings will become enlightened. So what does this Buddha potential mean? Literally, we can state that Buddha said all beings have Buddha, but that needs to be explained because each and every one of us doesn't have this Buddha that is existing that just needs to come out. That's not the case. What that means is that all beings have Buddha potential. And what is that potential? It is the conditioning, or the potential that's to condition, and then the natural potential. Or it's sometimes I found it translated as developing potential and natural potential. So anyway, there are these two. The developing potential is the mental consciousness itself. The fact that there is a mental consciousness means that the potential exists, that it's developable, that this mental consciousness is there and can be developed. The second point is that the mental consciousness is not have any true nature. It is not truly established. It is not inherently existent. So because of these two facts, that there is mental consciousness and that mental consciousness is not truly established or truly existent, all sentient beings are said to have Buddha potential. So it says here, even the flies, it said that even flies, etc., will attain enlightenment. It's because this Buddha potential exists and the static state does not. So truly all sentient beings everyone has. So we're going to end there, and we will have time for a question or two if people would like, and if not, we will conclude. So does anyone have any questions? Yeah, you got to do the mic. You can do a little beatbox too. It might actually get us more hits.
So I was wondering about when people have doubt, when doubt
Yes.
comes into their minds about their practice or about, is that a form of laziness, or does that?
Okay. konnichiwa, the tsansa ngatsu tetsum yongdu. Tetsum dan lelu drawa yure.
태종도 레로. 이제 요즘 말했어.
No, he doesn't see a connection between doubt and laziness. Translator's note. Now, if you don't study or anything and you're lazy and then you have doubts because you haven't studied so you don't have faith, okay.
Right.
But the arisal of a doubt, Rinpoche is saying, is not connected to laziness.
What is it connected to?
레로를 숨어요 알았어. 가자. 신주로 레로. 레로 숨어요 말로.
So we'll look in the future, but there are three forms of laziness. Dene kongichiwa
Tetsum.
tetsum gare. Dene
Tetsum.
lelo yomare tetsum gare.
전지 태종, 대미지 태종,
송.
차냐부 태종
레서.
말해.
Lesso.
전지 태종선에 가서나 근데 아주 저 하지 외다매 폐지 외냐베 태종대 전지 태종 말해. 다다마다 폐지 마다냐베 태종대 전지 태종 말해.
Lesso.
전지 태종. 다다마다 네 폐지 마다냐베 태종대
Chisheno jewa shema yomare.
저시만
Yomare.
매냐베 태종지 용거로 왔다.
Lesso. Dene chanyampa chikshena
지신의
yomare.
지신의 말서
Gadata. Hilatu. So when we divide doubt, there are three different kinds of doubt. There is doubt tending towards the false, doubt tending towards the true, and then equal doubt. So doubt tending towards the false, for instance, is you doubt if previous lives exist, whether they exist or not, but you probably think they don't. Like, I doubt whether there are past or future lives, but if I had to say so, I would probably say they don't exist. That's the doubt tending towards the false, because Buddhism asserts there are previous lives. Doubt tending towards the truth would be, I think there are, I don't know, are there or aren't there previous lives, but I think there are. So that's doubt tending towards the truth. And then there's equal doubt, saying that I'm not sure. I equally believe that there are past lives and that there aren't. So there are basically stages that one goes through where you go from doubt tending towards false, then you go to the equal, well, I'm not sure I have equal, then you go doubt tending towards true, and then this is the translator's note, doubt tending towards the truth, and then you progress through various other stages of consciousness till you get to the only prime cognitions, which are inference. You get to a point where you inferentially valid cognize something. Like you can, through inference, know something 100% is true. And then the next level is direct perception. So all of those are necessary to kind of go through. You first start with wrong view altogether, and then you say, well, maybe my wrong view isn't accurate, but I think it is. And then you say, I'm not sure if my wrong view is accurate or it's not accurate. And then you say, I'm not sure about my wrong view, but I think it's not accurate. So that's the stage that your mind kind of goes through to develop into truth. So that's what doubt is. Does that answer your question? Do you want to know where it comes from?
No, I think that does. It gives me a lot to think about.
Okay, great.
라일라 도비제바 태종 생이.
So the definition of doubt is I think it's a doubting consciousness or something like that. A consciousness that doesn't believe. I look it up while we're in the end. I'll get it exact. Low rig. Okay. Anyone else have any questions? Go for it.
Is the truth body and the form body the same?
Is truth body and form body the same?
Yeah.
No, but Rinpoche, zuku dang chuku chipa?
조고도 추고서나 카카레스.
Kakare. Sanjay chipa.
조고서나 롱고도 쪼고들 조고라 그랬어. 조고. 샤자문 보다
Less so.
조고레스
Less so.
조고 인베셔
Less so.
안에 롱고데 오메기 신의 저 롱고 내방가데 조고다 롱고로 오메 도부가 신간 저 내방가데 조고다도 롱고 체니스 그러
Less so. Okay, so no, they aren't the same. They are different bodies. They are the same, you could say the same Buddha, but they're different divisions of that Buddha. So the form body divides into two, the emanation body and the enjoyment body. The emanation body, an example of that would be Buddha Shakyamuni. Buddha Shakyamuni is an example of the emanation body. The enjoyment body, Rinpoche defined it. I don't know the definition just right off, so it's basically qualifies that the enjoyment body is teaching Arya Bodhisattvas in a pure land. So there are no students that aren't Aryas or superiors in that place that the enjoyment body is teaching. And then the Dharmakaya. Then Chuku? Longku Dang.
조고 다들 조고 다 상식이 주지 나천요로 때 조고 지세스 묘모부터 시지 되어 보면 고된요로 어디를 조고로 그래서 조고
So the Dharma body is, first of all, the omniscience of the Buddha. So that's one of the Dharma body, the omniscience. And then there is the natural, which is the cessation, the natural cessation of suffering that is in the continuum of the Buddha. So that cessation, that permanent cessation, is considered a body. So the cessation and the omniscience are the truth bodies. The emanation bodies are the actual forms the Buddha takes on.
Good. All right, thank you.
Okay? Anyone else? Yeah, go for it.
Rinpoche, my question is about the subtle mind. And I have read that the subtle mind, or I have come to believe that the subtle mind has an innate quality of being virtuous, or is being pure.
What's the subtle mind?
The pure innate mind. I think it would be referred to as clear light mind.
Okay, clear light mind.
So clear light mind. It's been described as pure, and in that context, I've understood that to be meaning that it has kind of an innate virtuous quality.
Okay, let's just start there. Rinpoche, sem uze, usem, sem uze, usem.
요새
The sem tramu, the uze, the gewa, me gewa.
요새를 그와도 뭐가 뭐 유지를 로마된다 송 유지를
So there would be all three. There would be virtuous, non-virtuous, and that which has not been presented in Scripture in terms of the clear light mind. So the clear light mind is not innately anything. There is nothing is innately anything. You know what I mean? So the clear light mind doesn't have that specific nature that's innately good. It's just is what it is. It's clear. I don't have the definition offhand, but so no, it is not innately pure.
Thank you.
Tuchena.
요새 되요라 나와 칼람바도 쳬바말라마니 널로거스 나와 칼람바도 쳬바말라마 네토 송도 걸르드는 대주고들 요새들 연구서래
The Gare, this Samrimba,
샤갈라마데
the time of death.
나와 칼람바 네 팔tem이 고아데 데 자후연으로 면로 또 오만 마트온도 셀 잘하는데 용면로 나와
Lesson.
칼람바 말을 때마다 막에 떠와려
Okay.
다야 오만이 같은데 말하는 중 거라서
Lesso.
해kal도 오만 나는도 전제온들 네토스 나톤 좀
Non-ton.
대주고래 네 외세트
Okay. So this is, I'm going to do the best I can with this. So there is the various, at the time of death, when there are the various drops, the ascension and the descension of the drops. The drops from the crown that descend to down the central channel, and then the from the lower secret area there is an ascension of drops up through the central channel, and a meeting of the two, of the male and female, the mother and father. They're called union that takes place. Within that, so once that takes place, I forget what the name of that is. Within that is the clear light mind. So that's the subtle mind that then goes to the next life. So it's the disillusion that takes place through the central channel of the drops that then come together, and within that you'll find that clear light mind. And I apologize if I've said any of this incorrectly. This is highest yoga tantra, a lot of this, which I haven't studied exclusively very much because it's out of my league of understanding and wouldn't be very, very helpful in this life for me to emphasize because of my inability to practice even refuge.
Could I ask a follow-up question to
Sure.
clarify? Okay, so my last question would be that, so I've exposed myself to various forms of spiritual teachings.
Okay.
And a lot of the spiritual teachings describe this nature of having an innate virtue within your, like within your heart or within your mind. There is this presence of an innate virtue or a divine within, or a place that is understood as having innate virtuous qualities to it that we can understand and recognize within ourselves. And you know, like the saying, follow your heart. You know, that there is an innate intelligence that is virtuous, that we are capable of resonating ourselves to be able to understand that level of divinity or virtue. And I'm curious what he would say about that.
Don't we equally have the ability to be a murderer? So why aren't we innately horrible as well? I'll ask him that though. Rinpoche, the chulu kashe kelen ngatsu tramo the gewa yure ngatsu the yishudang the kashe the ngatsu tramo shira yapure the gewa yure yine ngatsu ngowo ngatsu ranjin ngatsu ngo gewa yine shira tramo Sanjay the kelen ngatsu ngo gewa
아주 뭐 거슬러 말아 가지고 무슨 답어 말বে
Nge de leso, nge de laso, me kashe su chupa, nga konso ngo deepa ngo yomai, deepa dangewa, nicha yure. So Rinpoche said the same thing I just did, that there is no permanent anything. So therefore there is no essence that can be presented. There can't be any good that's somewhere findable that is the essence, because then that would posit true establishment. Thank you. And
다베서 what 하고 두바요 괜찮고 마시 공래 되어서 뭐 좀 돈이 도야 거든 요거
Yanjer Suna?
하고 두바요 괜찮 하고 두바요
Lessa.
괜찮 아니 천들로 위해서 뭐도 좀
Lessa.
돈이 도야 나면
So there are those, though, that are highly realized, those tantric practitioners, those adepts who can, within this lifetime, manifest and realize the clear light mind, or abide in that clear light mind, realize the clear light, the most subtle nature of the mind through tantric practice. So there are those who can, in this lifetime, do that. One more question, and it's got to be short, just because I
just worry about one thing.
저 어디야 버렸어.
questions are great, and we can, I guess there's no way to know.
Okay, question was, the Dalai Lama said that the clear light mind is supported by a wind. So if you generate that clear mind, then that wind is also present. So could you
In
do
the tantric
opposite?
teachings, you
Yeah.
got to anytime we ask, we have to always qualify, make sure you really know the question. The Dalai Lama says that in what context?
He just told me that the clear light mind is supported by a wind.
Right.
So
the mind
could
in
you generate
Tantra
the wind?
rides on the wind.
Okay, but could you generate the wind like physically in order to make that clear light mind manifest? Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's how you tantra. You would-
they do it
you
physically
drops and dissolution through
to
meditation.
develop that mind of clear light.
So you're saying, can you manipulate the winds?
Yep.
The kon de beche de losang, Jiao Rinpoche sumpere, the sem, the lung, nangla, gangla, the sem lung, the ngai,
Senda long the Tandam
the yure, then it,
Send the long the
then kong yi chua, the ngatsu nyanlan che, the lung, parjo marjo, ngatsu zutudu, ngatsu the gom, lung dro, the nga gom, gonja, the nga lung, the parjo marjo, the gonja tudu. Yes, you can manipulate the winds through meditation. And doubting consciousness, definition of doubting consciousness is a knower by which its own power has qualms in two directions, false or correct. So that's the definition of doubting consciousness. All right, concluding. So if you know about these various stages at the time of death, it can be helpful. And we're the various isolations of mental isolation, verbal isolation, illusory body, clear light. This basically Rinpoche is talking about the highest yoga tantra disillusions. When winds enter, remain, and dissolve into the drop at the heart chakra, subtle consciousness arises, and then you transcend ordinary bodily appearance. Then you have verbal isolation, where the mind is isolated from conception, appearance, union, and there's an appearance of union and bliss of emptiness. Then verbal isolation, breathing and the natural sound of Om Ah Hum, illusory body in union with a consort. All the winds dissolve into an indestructible drop that arises as the deity, and then the clear light mind manifests. So just that. That's all. Just do that. So concluding mandala offering and dedication prayer. The fundamental ground is scented with incense and strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun, and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha land and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure realm. I dedicate whatever virtues I have collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of Venerable Lobsang Drakpa to shine forever. Forth this jeweled mandala to you, precious Guru. I dedicate all this virtue to emulate the knowledge of the hero Manjushri, and likewise Samantabhadra as well. With whatever dedication is praised as supreme by all the conquerors who traverse the three times, I also dedicate all my roots of virtue for the sake of auspicious deeds. Pure land surrounded by snowy mountains, source of all benefit and happiness, all-powerful Avalokiteshvara Tenzin Gyatso, may you stay until samsara's end. I pray for the long life of the precious Khensur Wandak, upholder of scriptural and realizational doctrines, spiritual friend who trains extensively in the 5 great philosophical texts with exceptional wisdom and perseverance. Suji Rimche Guti Shapi Denalan. But we have the potential to be all good and only good.